I think startup any business really the most challenging in the startup is capital and funding. Most people don't realize when we started Generations Cakes, we literally started our business with $40. But it's going to cost you more than $40 to run your business in Whole Foods. I think the biggest thing is, yes, we're in Whole Foods, but we're still a relative unknown. So when you try to branch out to others, they've never heard of you, even though you have a great product. You know, and the first thing that they question you about is your scalability. You know, can you produce this product at this level or this level? Yes, it's great that you're in 30 or 40 Whole Food stores, but we're thinking about starting you off in 400, and you're going, oh.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking for that 10, you know, maybe 15, maybe 20 stores, you know. We weren't looking at 400. So, yes, scalability, those type of things, it takes time to scale up.
Sure.
Those are some of the challenges. Too, you're that relative unknown, you know, and I want to say the bigger entities out there, when they look at it, they have to look at it from a numbers perspective and, hey, do we really want to take a chance on this guy? Even though we know he's got a great product, do we really want to take a chance on them because they are an unknown, you know, and, you know, they'll ask you about, you know, how much of your revenue did you put towards marketing? And, you know, you're like, hey, we just got in the
Now, okay, so that's a good point, because I'm not going to put you on the spot when it comes to financials. So that part is what I like to call a known challenging factor up front. But what I want to talk about, though, is the marketing factor key. Okay, because we know that as startup products and startup companies, we have to, in order to be able to not just make that first sale, but make the second sale and the third sale, and then get to the point where people know you through your business. But we want to kind of reverse it. We want to get to the point where people know the business through you. Because the business itself has got to survive through marketing and branding.
For us as a small company, we're learning more about those aspects. But for right now, what we kind of rely on is our story. Because in the beginning, really all you have is your story. And so you have to market that, and then people, they'll come to learn your name. You know, so for instance, when we first started in the farmers markets, and then we got into Whole Foods, we would always tell our story. Just keep telling our story, And sometimes people wouldn't know the name of the company, and they would say, I want that cake. You know, the guy whose grandmother and great-grandmother made those cakes? And they would say, oh, you mean Generations Cakes?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
So then we started going more towards the name, you know. And now people ask for those cakes by name, Generations Cakes. Now, as we grow, we're going to have to scale up to more of a national type style of marketing, because...
What does that mean when you say national? What do you see changing by going from, I guess, compared to a local, to a national?
As a local, you know, you can kind of tell your story because local people like to hear your story.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start talking on more of a global scale, it's kind of like Keebler. So you say Keebler Elf.
Okay.
People say cookies.
Sure.
Well, when I say Generations Cakes, you can say, oh, the mini bundt cakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level where you're trying to build up. Now, you're not going to jump there overnight.
Mm-hmm.
That part's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have to start tailoring it's a balancing act between your story
mm-hmm.
and word association.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because honestly, that's how people shop, words and colors.
Okay.
So as we build this and people get to associate our products through word association, or if they see that branch with the little mini bundt cakes
mm-hmm.
on it, oh, that's the cake I want.
Mm-hmm.
They might come in the store and not know, the name of it. They just, or me, it could be a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
I want the cake with the little branch with the cakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if you want Twinkies, everybody knows what the little Twinkies guy looks like.
When it comes to marketing and branding, and by scaling that portion of the business up,
Right.
You can't meet everybody on the national stage.
Right.
So the product has to stand for itself. So you have to create a marketing campaign around the product to be able to draw people in.
Right.
Now, whether you do that through media, print, I know you were doing sampling.
Yeah, we did sampling. We also did promotions.
Okay.
Which, that's when you get into running sales for your product and that type of thing.
Within the store.
Within the store.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sales through via coupons or.
Well, they would have what they call in-store sales, which means you didn't necessarily need a coupon,
mm-hmm.
but it would go into their their paper, their
I see. Okay.
websites, and then when you go up, they would automatically subtract whatever the amount of the sale price.
Okay. So you would be invited out to the store. You would come in, you would, I guess, be the face of the product for that day or for that weekend, and then you would talk to people about the product. They would take that product up to the register, they would purchase it, and it would be a certain percentage off.
Exactly.
So then when they came back, because they liked it, and they would say, okay, we got to know the owner, we've got to know the product, we like the product, and sure, we'll come back and we'll patronize this company.
Right.
And they come back, they'll be willing to pay the high price for it.
Yeah.
Now, talk about staying in touch with the customers.
Social media plays a huge part of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we can't be everywhere at once.
Right.
That's just not going to happen. But what social media does
mm-hmm.
is it kind of gives the customers, potential customers, people who just want to be in the know about your product or
mm-hmm.
in some ways want to meet you but can't physically be there to meet you.
Sure.
It kind of gives them a little insight into as who you are.
Sure.
What you guys are all about.
Sure.
For us, when we say Generations Cakes, the first thing that comes to mind is family.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we do this, to be able to help people put it all together.
Right. It's not just a wave of the future. It is the future now.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Social media is where it's at.
Exactly.
So we have to be able to key into the demographics of the people who buy our products.
Exactly.
And the only way you're going to be able to find that out is to be able to meet and greet. So you can't miss the steps.
Exactly.
You can't go from A to Z.
Exactly.
You got to go A, B, C, D, because you got to understand your customer and understand who they are. And the mentor groups always preach that that's just something you can't skip. You have to get to know your mentor, your groups.
Yeah.